What's poppin' with YouTube? Welcome back to another video with your boy Jay Guala, man. Hey, we got a special one today, and as you can see, I'm with my partner Sid. What's happening, Sid?
What's up, y'all?
You know what I'm saying? So today we are about to react to Jubilee. Now Jubilee dropped the video 2 weeks ago. We did it before. It's Being Fat a Choice. So they did a part 2 to that, and so this should definitely be interesting. So we about to take a look at it. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and we about to get into it.
Let's get into it, man.
I'm excited.
No, I think he's definitely overweight, definitely obese.
My name's John. I host the Radical Empathy podcast. I used to direct episodes of Middle Ground, but I'll now be moderating today's discussion between jacked men and fat men. Our first prompt is, I have felt disgusted looking at a fat body. Can our agreeers please step forward?
Okay.
Off rip, Myron is tripping.
No, for real. Already, this nigga's about to say some wild stuff already. I know he about to say some wild stuff. But if I'm gonna be honest, not disgusted as in like ill. I can't look at it. Just disgusted like as in like me putting myself in like their shoes, like me thinking how I think. It's like I can't let myself.
Yeah, you want better for yourself. You always want to be healthy and stuff like that. You don't want to be you feel me? You want to just be lounging around and nothing like that. Yeah, you want to look good. You feel me?
Exactly.
You feel good.
Exactly. That's the whole point. And so I would be like, I don't know, like when I was bigger, like I didn't care. Like I wasn't like crazy though. I wasn't like crazy, but then again, I knew that I could do better.
Like,
no, real talk.
Like
real talk.
You weren't pushing
real
yourself
talk
to where you could be saying
just for me though.
So it's like you always want to look good. Like you want to be able to take your shirt off when you go to the beach or something. You know, you want to be able to take your shirt off, bro. You don't want to be able to just.
Hey,
you feel me?
Sure, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Big and all, my shirt was still off, bro. I didn't care. I didn't, bro. I wasn't there. I wasn't the kind of dude that had to put on the tape. I didn't care because I was me. Nigga, I didn't care.
Shirt on,
but shoot, skip it.
I was like, hell no.
Whoever feels compelled to start us off.
Well, it's unacceptable to be fat.
Okay.
That's a great start. I mean, I
Oh, WIILD, bro. That is not cool. You cannot just say some shit like that.
Wait. Why you come in like that? Why you come in like?
Okay. That's a great start. I mean, I know why you say that, but it's one of those things where, do you know why you're saying that?
Yes, because I've been fat before and I lost the weight.
Well, me too. I've been fat my whole life. I've been way skinnier than I am now, and I've been way heavier than I am now. Was I less valuable at one point in there?
Well, I mean, you can make an argument that you're less valuable when you're fatter because you drain resources, but that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I mean, in general, being fat is unacceptable because you control every single morsel of food that goes into your mouth.
Okay.
It shows a lack of discipline, it shows a lack of character, it shows a lack of temperance, and when you're fat, it's an outward manifestation of your inadequacies.
When I see somebody who's 5 or 600 pounds, all I can think.
I don't agree with that though. At the same time, because there's people who got like conditions and stuff. You know, they can't control how big they are.
I would say with that exception.
Yeah,
yes.
with that exception.
With that exception,
because he's speaking like in a general. If you fat, you just ain't shit type stuff. You know, that's kind of crazy.
That's the kind of stuff he be saying.
That's wild.
That's the kind of stuff. I still don't agree with that though.
Yeah.
Think of it as, why do they care so little about their health that they can do this, allow themselves to gain that much weight, knowing it's taking 20, 30, 40 years off their life? I just can't imagine not wanting to live that badly.
I understand that. No, it's I've definitely felt disgusted looking at my own body and looking at other fat bodies in my life. A lot of the disgust I felt looking at people was me feeling disgusted with myself and then projecting that feeling onto other people. And I don't think anyone on either side will disagree that health is important. I know that my own mental health was way worse when I was spending every fixate of my life trying to get smaller and trying to be thinner.
I don't think there's anyone that can look at somebody 500, 600, 700 pounds and not think, wow, what have they done? And not be discussed like, how can you not? I just can't.
That is a fact. That is a fact. You cannot sit here. I don't care what nobody said. You cannot sit here and tell me that like if you walk and you see someone that's like
you like
that's damn pretty big, you know what I'm saying, that you wouldn't be like you wouldn't like even think like
you know, that's kind of crazy.
Come on now.
700 pounds?
Come on now. Bro. Come on now. Even still to yourself, you may consider yourself big, but then if you see someone like that, you'll be like, oh, nah, that's just crazy.
You have some intrusive thoughts.
Like, come on, man. Like, let's just be, I don't know. That's just me. I'm just keep it a butt. At least I would. I'm going to keep it a butt. No cap.
For sure.
Understand.
You can't say that everyone has the same opinion, though, because unfortunately, some people have emotional stuff that happened, traumatic stuff that's happening, so you can't just tell them to say, oh, because they're fat.
Man. Like, there's way worse stuff going on in the world.
Ask people saying, oh my God, what's up? We need some ice cream.
It's like, no, dude, it's like, you're fat, you made that decision, you live in the best country ever. If you live in a civilized, first world country where electricity, internet, power, etc. It's ridiculous to me that we have all these fat people running around, meanwhile people are being bombed in Gaza. It's ridiculous. We are so privileged here in the United States and the West in general. When I see a fat person, I'm like, wow, you got the gift of life, you got the gift of being in a developed country, and you're fat people that's talking about body positivity.
What the hell?
Not everyone thinks like that.
No, we need to change that. We need to bring shame back in some way.
I think that's wild. That's wild. This nigga just be just saying shit, bro.
I didn't say we need to bring shaming back.
Wow, bullying. You need to bring bullying back.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. To some part, to some degree, I agree, bro. Like,
but he take it to the far extent though.
Yeah. I think he's like on some old school like your fat ass. You need to go to you know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy to me. That's crazy
as hell.
But to a certain degree, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Like I'm not gonna lie.
You can't sit there and coddle, bro. If you finna if you're overweight, bro, you're overweight. Type, you know,
that's
right. You gotta lose this. That's just what it is.
And then it's more so. It's really more like a health thing too.
Yeah.
Like why wouldn't you want longevity? Like longevity. Like why wouldn't you want to stick around for those people that that's close to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and keep yourself going. Like, you know what I'm saying? The stuff that you can still create in your later years. Like, it ain't over until it's over. Legit.
It's over.
Real talk. So, but you shouldn't do nothing to speed that up, though.
You speeding that?
Real talk. You shouldn't. No cap.
But he just go about it in a wild way.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Cancel these. We need to do it with sluts. We need to shame fat people. We need to shame everybody. Because shame has been one of the strongest defenses against degeneracy and human cuffs.
You had a personal experience you wanted to share. You said you used to be overweight.
Oh yeah, so I did an experiment back in 2015 where I bulked for almost 2 years, and I got up to 250 pounds, and then I dieted down. It took me about 7 months. I systematically did it, control my calories, track my macros, track my protein, carbs, fats, and systematically lost 1 to 2 pounds per week.
So you chose to gain up to 250.
Yeah, so I've been an off-course. I'm naturally skinny. Yeah. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to get fat as an experiment. Yeah. Did it, and then I was like, all right, now I'm going to lose the weight. And then all I did was just track my calories, I ate the same food every single day. Yeah. Went to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. And everything was controlled. It got done. Was it monotonous? Of course. Was it boring?
Yeah, I agree with this. I am naturally this way.
He started off already skinny. He wasn't some people. It's way harder. Like me, I was fat. Yeah. I grew up fat.
I think
so. It's way harder to lose the weight.
So. So his angle, I agree with that. I agree with that because you talk about I'm gonna do it as an experiment. You're already
skinny.
You're already skinny. You're already used to doing something a certain way. So you let yourself get big, and then you just get yourself back on the same path that you've already been on. So in that case, no, that I wouldn't agree with that. It's people that literally have it's babies that
the environment that they grew up since they grew up was eating nonstop.
There are babies that look like little sumo wrestlers, bro.
Yeah.
No cap. That is crazy to me. I do not like seeing babies that big.
It's crazy.
Don't get me wrong, it's good. Okay, the baby eating, that's cool. But why is that damn baby that big, man? That damn baby don't need to be that big. Dang, I hate seeing big babies, bro. No cap.
With working out 4 or 5 times. That's not true. It's 100% bro. No, it's not natural because at the end of the day, if you don't lose weight, by definition, you're not in a calorie deficit. If you're not in a calorie deficit, then you're gonna either maintain or gain weight. And that's the problem, that people don't track their calories.
And that's true, but people burn at their resting metabolic rate a different set of calories.
Doesn't matter.
Let's not get too granular right now. It's going to be one of those episodes, right? Let's bring in the disagreeers.
I knew it was because of that nigga.
Yeah. That nigga
Right,
what the hell?
I don't think I'll ever look at somebody based on their situation and think that I'm disgusted. Like, if I see somebody that's a drug addict on the street that's homeless, I'm not disgusted by that. If I see somebody that's incredibly overweight, I'm not disgusted by that. Do I think that there's an opportunity for growth? Do I think they've been put in a disadvantageous position that's probably makes it harder for them? Absolutely. I think I'm kind of an empath, so when I see somebody, I know that there's things underlying. One of my best friends is 400 plus pounds. I helped him lose 150, 200 pounds. He's gained it back. And I don't look at him and say, I'm disgusted, but I know how bad he wants it. And just seeing how hard he tries and then reverts, it's almost more tough for me than to be like, oh, that's disgusting, you know? And I think there's plenty of people that look at me and say, that's disgusting, I never want to look like that.
Right.
So, like, I know what it feels like on the other side to, like, look the way I do and get people looking at me like, ugh, that's gross. So, like, have that muscle. And to go back to that point, like, you came from a fit place and, like, deciding to bulk, like, that's a conscientious decision to gain weight. Like, you already have those habit routines and skills in order to stay in shape, and then you use those same skills you had to get back to the calories and knowledge you had.
The reason why I use that example is that you can get fat and lose the weight if you know what you're doing, you have the knowledge and everything else like that. It's just about consistency over time. So it's like, I look at it like,
let me cut you off, because here's one thing that you just said.
Uh-oh.
You have the
He's a little
tools.
sassy.
So there's people that don't have the tools that you've patched up.
He's a little tad sassy. I'm not. Ain't nothing wrong. Just he's just a little sassy.
Yeah, a little sassy.
Just a little bit. Cool though.
And you have failed to realize that with the tools, people are very much capable of achieving amazing things. But
okay, let's talk about it.
No, hold on, I'm not done.
Well,
you see what I'm saying, bro?
And I stood over there and I listened to you, and I was like, it's a bullshit too. But we're gonna address this, right? You are passing judgment on people who lack the tools to do what it is that they need to do to get themselves to a certain point of health. There are multitudes of factors that weighs into what goes on with somebody's body. There are people that, even if they work out, losing the weight does not come as simple as just going to the gym, cutting calories, watching everything that you eat. There are some people that have a disposition. I have a disposition. But does that mean that I'm not active? Does that mean that I'm not doing certain things? No, it doesn't. But you're passing judgment on somebody's body that you know nothing about. Now, on the flip side, what if I turn around and I did the same thing to you? You're talking about how fit and stuff that you are, but you're over there and you're smallest compared to these other guys. So how does that feel if someone comes? No, because you said shade, right? You said shade, right? So how does that feel if someone comes up and they start shaming you for size? Like, come on, it goes both ways.
We're just in the first one. We gotta be careful about targeting each other too directly.
Yeah,
I'm not offended. It's fine.
No, it goes in every direction.
He's obviously really triggered. So let's talk about. Let's hit the first part. Tools. What are the tools? The tools are simply knowledge, which you can get for free.
And you can gain that yourself. That's factual. I was just about to say that, bro. I agree with him to a degree, bro. You're talking about the tools. You can learn that yourself. There's there's nothing inhibiting you from not learning how to lose weight or do anything yourself. You're using that as an excuse.
That's a fact.
That's just an excuse that you're using.
I agree, because the knowledge is, okay, you need to change the way you're eating. I mean, I don't think that's hard to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. And on top of that, we literally have the world at our fingertips.
Especially if you live in America.
Like, come on now.
Like, you got
come on. They really
choose what you eat.
Unless there is an actual medical condition that actually prevents you from losing weight at a really average rate, or gradual, or at least, then I don't want to hear it. I really don't.
Because he was saying stuff like, oh, I got this, that. It just sounds like a bunch of reasons why you won't want to do it, not rather that you physically can't, you know? Exactly. And then he starts, like he said, you did get emotional. I told you he was a little sassy at the beginning. He started saying, you feel me? That just sounds like you feel like you were attacked. And he didn't even single you out.
Yeah.
You feel me?
He felt like it applied to him.
Yeah.
He felt like it applied to him.
You feel me? But I mean, at the same time, he do be saying some outlandish stuff. So
I ain't gonna lie, his delivery is crazy.
His delivery.
I think that's what it is.
That's what it is.
It's his delivery.
Like,
but honestly, there's no excuse. Like, but there's YouTube. I learned how to do everything I know how to do on YouTube.
Online.
Everything I know about YouTube that I do on YouTube, I learned from YouTube. Come on now. I don't want to hear it. I really don't. Like, that's just real.
Get the knowledge, then you're going to lose weight. It's just that simple. It's just that people want to always make excuses for what? Oh, my feelings. Oh, I don't know. No, you can watch your calories. You can go to the gym. You have time to do it. People just like to make excuses.
I don't think anyone's debating that weight loss is impossible here. I think the question is, why do you hate fat people that you feel disgusting?
Hate is crazy.
Well, like I said before, it's a culmination of a bunch of bad decisions. I'm not going to go ahead and give the same level of respect to someone who's a fat to someone that has worked really hard and diligently on their physique, because your body's outward manifestation.
There's more factors to consistency than their body.
Well, you judge a lot just off of someone's physique. You're like, okay, well, this guy is lazy, and that's personified through their physique. It's the truth.
I mean, just to get back to the prompt, I think we just kind of went all over the place there.
Focusing on the word disgust.
Just the word disgust. I mean, I would never look at someone and show disgust towards them. I mean, I think I would respect, like you said. I mean, you don't respect everyone, like you said, but I think
Respect is earned.
I mean, it is earned, but I mean, I think
Respect is earned, yeah, but you gotta give it to receive it too.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I don't know if like disgust would be the right word. Greg mentioned some health implications with being overweight and obese.
Yeah.
I think being concerned might be a better.
That's the word. A better word. Like I can show concern for someone for the way that they are, but I would never look at someone and say, like, you're disgusting.
But is it any different than if you see somebody who's extremely anorexic, they're 50 pounds, you look at them, you're in shock, oh my god, like something happens in your body you can't control. You can't stop that. Like how do you not? I don't hate them. It's just wow, oh my god, it's like it's disgusting. Like holy goodness.
So you just mentioned the polar opposite of what we are, right? But why would we look at them and be disgusted versus concerned? That is a very specific word, and it has very specific connotations behind it. And when it's used, it's somewhat weaponized as well.
I don't think we can help how we feel. I don't think I can choose like, oh, I just am not. We're just sitting here and lying. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm always going to be honest with people. I'm disgusted. This is just how I feel.
The thing is, when you see a fat person, the reason why it's disgusting, and the reason why there's so much pushback,
the reason why it's disgusting,
body positivity, and people make fun of Lizzo, rightfully so, like, is because it's unattractive, it's unhealthy, until we have this woke era. They used to put like models and attractive people on the cover of magazines that were in shape. Why? So people can aspire to look like that. And it's healthy, and it looks better in general. You look good, feel good. But when you're fat, it says a lot about you. People aren't just sitting like, let me see if he's a good person. No, they're just going to assume that you're lazy, which you are, by the way, when you're fat. And you don't have discipline, which you are, by the way. So they're just going to assume off of what they see. That's the one thing.
I love how you stated a ton of assumptions. You didn't state not one fact. You just stated assumptions.
I want to move on to the next prompt, but we're definitely.
Can I say one thing? Just one question. Like, let's say he used to be 600 pounds. How much do you weigh now?
I'm 384.
And he's now 384. Do you see him as less disgusting knowing he's lost 220 pounds?
No, that's fantastic. But there's still work to be done. But here's the thing, like I said before, unfortunately, human beings judge a book by its cover. It's just the world that we live in. Fat people that identify as 97 genders, whatever, they expect us to change our worldviews for them. That's just how the world works. Like, but then that way, it's always going to be that way.
I just noticed he had a fresh podcast.
Yeah. Jack men are more attractive than fat men. Would you agree or please step forward?
I agree.
That's subjective, because honestly, I've met quite a bit of females who say that they don't like dudes that is like big ass.
I feel like they lie to themselves sometimes too. But everybody has their own preference, so I know quite a bit of women who like bigger dudes. They like the cuddly, no cap. They like the soft, cuddly feeling. So honestly, I can't really say. I mean, I guess you could say traditionally, of course. You know what I'm saying? Traditionally, of course. But from what I've seen, oh no, I know girls. I know skinny girls who date fat niggas. It's just about this.
Well, I mean, not even that. Not even that. I mean, look, you could be a fat nigga and have swag. I done seen plenty of fat niggas that's like that got swag and that can pull females. Plenty of them. Plenty of them. No cap. So, and me personally, I think it's all about mouthpiece anyway.
It is all about the mouthpiece.
You know how to talk, bro. You can do whatever you want. You can pull anything. You can swindle anything. You can do everything you want if you know how to talk. No cap.
You can what?
You can pull anything. You can swindle out of anything. You can like swindle. No cap. Like if you in some stuff, you need to get out and you got to talk your way out. Hey, you know how to get out. Hey, know how to talk. No cap.
That's funny. I hate his shirt, bro.
How come there's 4 guys over there?
And his boots.
All right, so we're living in a bizarre world where people don't see the truth.
Bizarre world?
Like, how is it possible that they're thinking, being obese and unhealthy is more attractive than being fit and healthy?
How is to go on the podcast?
Bro, I was just going to say that. These two would be great on the podcast. Him and Lauren.
Because a lot of guys think this way. Oh, I just been girls don't like me. No, they're not.
There's nothing wrong with being kind, bro. There's nothing wrong with being a kind individual.
No, it's not. It's not. But if we're talking in the terms of attractiveness opposed to fit and fat,
yeah, sure.
I mean, like I said, I've seen a lot of girls like big guys. So So I can't really.
But I just don't like when he's like you just said, "Oh, I'm a nice." What's wrong with being a nice person? Everybody should try to be kind to everybody. You feel me?
I agree.
Like, bro, I'm supposed to wake up
in love and positivity.
You know what I'm saying?
You know.
When you're in shape, it's just not. See, people don't understand that women are aroused by one thing and they're attracted by another thing. Women are attracted to, a guy that's confident, ambitious, makes money, etc. Of course, right? But they're aroused by guys that have soul tendencies or triad traits, etc. And guys that are physically in shape. So if you want to get the best of your woman, where she respects and admires you, while simultaneously being aroused by you, so she doesn't cheat on you, you need to have a home.
You make it sound like it's science.
No, for real.
Like,
there might be 1% of the world that have. There's something wrong with them that might think that, you're 600 pounds, it's so hot, I love that.
The hot girls that you actually want, they exercise their hypertrophy to the highest degree, and they want guys that are fit and have their money together, have their life together.
You're looking at me like you want to say something. The question was, are Jackman more attractive? We all walked over. Are you more attracted to Jackman?
I'm assuming a different answer from the unique women.
Well, men can be attractive.
If I had to choose teams, I'm going with the Jack guy.
Obviously, this is going to be like personal bias, but I think attraction is very
Right. There was probably 40 pounds of muscle when most women would be like attracted to girls. Of course, like fitness girls, they're totally okay with the size I am. But like probably most girls, I'm like too much for. So I guess like where do we draw that line? Like I think, for example, like you would be much more attractive to most women than me. Would you agree with that?
I mean, that doesn't mean I'm like, if you want.
Would you agree with that?
Right. Hey, bro. Yeah, you look better than me, right? Like I'm not tripping, right, bro? Like what? Like okay. Like,
all right, bro. What is this conversation, dog? What you
It don't matter.
I have an interesting point. And no shit. But I think if you had Zach right here,
yep.
If you put Zach and Greg and you put them next to each other and you did a poll, I think that most women would probably pick him if you had to because he's got the height and all that. What would you guys say to that?
No.
What is that?
I don't know who Zach is, bro.
I'm 48 years old. He's a lot younger than me. He's about a foot taller than me, but I can't compare him.
This is a bunch of dicks.
So that it's not you take the same guy, same height, etc. But one guy is fat, one guy is in good shape. She's always going to go with the guy that's better shape.
Because I've been so
that's not true. This nigga is 5'3", and I'm 6'2". She's not going with the 5'3", nigga. It's just not happening. But I can be 200 pounds. I can be a little bit obese and have the mouthpiece and the swag.
That's a fact.
She's not choosing this 5'3" nigga.
That's a fact.
GG's.
That's a fact.
Out of shape in the slightest bit, and all the comments are like, I wish men knew this is how we wish they looked, and this is like your life.
Why are you still looking? One thing about you can never.
I hate them.
You correct. You believe how they bad.
That's a different episode.
I disagree mostly just with the blanket statement because attraction is so subjective.
Yeah,
I am a big and tall model by trade. That's what I do. I model clothing brands. I've modeled with major fashion houses. I've been on covers of magazines. You mentioned before dad bod comments and whatnot on social media. I was flabbergasted when I started how many people were commenting and DMing me and talking about how attractive I was. That it just kind of, I don't know, showed me that attraction is a lot more subjective than I thought, and people have a much wider range of what they find attractive than specifically a body type.
Is being jacked the most important trait for being attractive?
No.
I'd argue for guys, it'd probably be otherwise, right? I think height would be a very
money, height, fame,
I think it's more so that reputation. Kevin Hart and Kai Cenat are like prime examples. Them niggas like, you feel me? Like right here.
Yeah, I mean,
but they step into a building, it's their aura type thing, you know.
But you gotta understand, you know, having that stuff that they got that adds to it.
You know what I mean? You take all that away. That's what I'm saying. I think the main thing that is for a man, what you need is like that type of, you know, things in that ballpark.
Honestly, I wouldn't even say that. I would just say a dude just need confidence.
That too, yeah. That's the main.
Honestly, I think that's the only thing you need. Whether it be you walking into a bar with famous people or a whole bunch of millionaires, or whether it be you about to just go into the club. Like, I think it's just, as long as you got the confidence to do anything, bro, I think you can. It doesn't matter if you got the bread or not.
So let me ask you this:
what's up?
You and Kai go into a club,
okay,
but y'all same like no fame, nothing. You take all, you strip all that from him. Mm-hmm. Who pulling more?
I'm gonna pull more.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna pull more. But see, look, the kind of dude I am, I'll pull more even now. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't mean nothing to me. I don't care about none of that.
I don't give a fuck about that.
People also go after what they think they can get. So if this guy is 6'5" and extremely attractive, it's like, I'm attracted to the 10 on 10 supermodel, but I'm not going to get her, so I'll be happy with the 9.9 on 10. Just to be clear, are we speaking about women being attracted to men? So that's just about women. It's just about attraction. What is most attractive in your opinion, physique for a man? Okay, I'm speaking from like what women find attractive. So when I speak,
so my law of attraction is not adheres to anyone's standards, pretty much. I'm attracted to people in general. So you can be attracted, you can be more plus size, you can be skinny, you can be whatever reasons you are. If I'm attracted to, I'm attracted to.
What are the traits you find most attractive?
I think the way that you carry yourself is a really big thing for me. I can't date someone who lacks confidence, because I feel like that seeps into other aspects of your life.
Do you mind if I jump in on the confidence thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, growing up, wasn't confident in myself, and I gained that confidence when I started this weight. And I noticed it was me putting myself in position to get more opportunities with women. Right now, I'm single right now, but I'm doing okay. But the confidence came from me losing weight. So, I do agree that it's a subjective kind of standpoint, but socially, I understand that physically fit men, that's just like what everyone's like.
I don't think it's as subjective as guys are trying to say. Attraction is a choice, and there are hardwired traits that women look for in men. And what I've come to realize is that what women put out there is what they find attractive or politically correct things. Oh, he's that one. He's nice. He's a good guy. The reality is that women don't respond well and favorably to these men. There's a reason why nice guys finish last is a thing. It's because when you're too nice and you kind of bend to her will, etc., girls aren't aroused by that. Girls want to see what they're really aroused by. Guys that are able to stand up to them, guys that are able to tell them, well, that was a stupid comment, or hold them accountable for their stupidity when they do dumb things. This is what women find attractive because these are leadership traits.
Have any of those things happened to you?
Well, I mean, I've talked to almost 3,000 women, and what I've come to realize from talking to all of them is that most of the time, you know, they're conversations like, you're so friends, will they actually go on a date and have sex with a guy? Probably not. But they say that because it's politically correct, and women tend to not want to be aggressive. They tend to say what sounds good.
What's about casual conversation? Like you sat down.
Yeah, I was I'm married, and marriage is a failed institution in the West. And this is why most men get divorced by women. This is why they get destroyed in divorce courts. This is why women overwhelmingly initiate the divorce rates in America. 80% are initiated by women, because we sit here and we lie and we believe what women say they're actually attracted to.
Let's go back to attraction for a second, though, because I'm married. Sure, I have a child. I have a beautiful wife. I was this size the entire process through. Would you say they're an average guy? I would say that I'm bigger than average.
And a model for being slightly
I
overweight.
wasn't a model when I started.
But you are a very good-looking, I was a bar guy who's on magazine covers. So out of the million guys overweight, you're at the top.
The thing is that him being 6'5", his overweight is different, a little different.
Yeah.
Because
it's not the same.
It don't sit like a nigga that's 5'8", right? 5'10". It don't sit like that. It stretches more, so he actually needs to be bigger in order for it to actually show.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I don't care what nobody say. Height is the G code for guys.
Bro, if you 6'5", you don't gotta do nothing. You don't even gotta have a mouthpiece. You just 6'5".
Height is the cheat code.
You got anything in this?
It's the cheat code.
I can't even say 6 foot because if you're 6 foot, you still gotta kind of have a mouthpiece because I ain't crazy tall. But if you anything over 6'3",
anything over that
6'4",
anything over 6, anything over 6'2". Think about it. The average girl is like 5'5". 5'5" and 6'2". Come on, bro.
But see,
come on. Bro.
I ain't gonna disrespect the females. I ain't
come
gonna
on, bro.
Females. I love females.
You know what I'm saying?
Some of them.
But I'm just saying. You know, that's real.
That is real. He just said that he wasn't any of those things.
Not 5'6", like me.
I
I'm 5'6".
Well, that's what I was gonna actually agree for a second.
Oh my god. That's why he's so bad, bro.
And then a lot of people have mentioned confidence. So you can put it in your own pecking order ahead of being jacked or being physically attractive. Would you say that matters more? Confidence, how you carry yourself?
The problem simply is it easier to get jacked?
And I'm not more attractive that our society definitely finds jacked guys more attractive. But I disagree with the statement because it was a blanket statement that I have found untrue in my life.
Do you ultimately like be more or less attractive, let's say 50 pounds lighter than you are, and simply like just body fat?
I think so.
Yeah.
Something that I struggled with for a while is, in me losing weight, am I still going to be able to book the jobs that I book? Because I've built an entire brand off of my body. I mean, granted, like, cool as shit, like, you know, I did something that's all my own, like, I worked on that. But then I was also just like, if I lose this, are you still gonna want me to, like, do this campaign for you? Are you still gonna want me in your magazine? Are you still gonna want to address me? And then I had to, like,
if your body is your business, then why wouldn't you losing what you have also promote what you do? I'm just saying. I mean, there's nothing wrong with advocating for bigger people, but then also understanding the risks that you have with your health being big. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that that'd probably be even more of an inspiration for people that already follow
You
him.
didn't think that.
That's what I'm saying. But
some people like to have a certain demographic and they, you know, so maybe I can understand what he's saying. But at the same token, like, yeah, I would look at it as inspiration. Like, oh, you were one way, and now you're like this
right.
way now.
Like, oh, you was already on our side. You know what we go through. Mm-hmm. You know how it is being here. Like, and now, boom. Come on, bro. So you fumbling the bag. Like, no care, you fumbling.
Take a step back and say, like, well, what is it for me? Do I want to be skinny? No. Do I want to look like Greg? No. Do I want to look like Myron? No. But I know I want to look like me.
Okay.
Talking about the law of attraction, we're focused so heavy about what women would find attractive and the perspective of the woman. And I feel like, are you even attracted to yourself? When you look in that mirror, when you put your clothes on, are you like, damn, like, I did that because when I got up this morning and I threw on my outfit, I was just like, yeah, I hate that.
Well, if you're going to talk about being attractive, typically people are speaking from a romantic sense, from a heterosexual standpoint of men and women. So that's why answer question was very broad. That's what I mean. But of course, you need to be able to look in the mirror, respect the man, and see looking back at you. When you look back and you see the guy in your shape, etc., and you feel good about yourself, look good, feel good. A byproduct of that is definitely just to find you more attractive. It all works together. Are you happy with the way you look? Of course. But I had to work to build this physique, and it took many years. I was an athlete in college, a vision athlete. It took many years to be able to do this. So I wrote in college. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I like Rowan. So I think when fat people look in the mirror and say, oh, I like that. That's cold, man. No, you don't. They say that to try to bring themselves up, but the reality is, most of the time in high school, you look at the mirror, you're like, damn, I really let myself go. You're like, you know what? It's not that much of a priority.
Ace didn't get an answer the question. I was in the same boat as you, just because I feel like I don't agree with the blanket statement. Personally, for myself as a human, I find myself attractive. I would say like I go for guys like you as human as well, and I feel like I get a lot of hits on those types of guys, and I'm pretty content with how I navigate my attraction, and I think it was a lot too.
See, I don't feel like he's saying that truthfully because the way his speech patterns are very like.
Let's go to
which one? Like I don't know, his speech patterns come off as like timid. You know, I feel like he's timid. Maybe it's just because maybe he's in front of like a bunch of other people. And it's kind of like not a situation you're normally in. Mm-hmm. So I can understand that, but I don't know. It comes off a little disingenuous. I don't know. Just me. Just because the way he's talking.
Disingenuous, huh?
Yeah.
Right on.
Why you say that?
Right on. Right on.
The body positivity movement is problematic. Will you agree or step forward?
On each one, bro. That man came here on a mission.
Well, I think where it becomes a problem is
the body positivity movement is problematic. I'm ashamed to say, I'm kind of in the middle here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
I'm in the middle here because on one side, yes, you should be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be, dang man, I like feel good about yourself. But then also, it comes to a point where that becomes your excuse.
You gotta be real to ourselves.
Right, you know what I'm saying? That becomes your excuse to the point where now you're using that as the reason why you won't want to go and get yourself back.
And be content with where you're at.
Like, so, I don't know. I feel like it goes hand in hand. More so, yes. More so, yes. I mean, would that be Myra, right? And we got to bring Shane back.
You got to start bringing bullying back.
Right. Start putting workout tapes. Hey, you fat ass. You need to lose some weight.
You need to lose weight, fatty. Shut your big ass out my face, boy. I don't like him though, bro. I don't like how he goes about saying shit.
Yeah, it's his delivery. His delivery is crazy.
About saying it's so disrespectful. It's like,
his
bro.
delivery is crazy.
Obviously, you should be comfortable in your body and if you genuinely love how you look, great, but you can't ignore your health. Being someone who's overweight, I've been rich enough not to have any extreme complications other than like, knee pain, stuff like that. But I know people
they
that
kind of close by each other.
My size is bigger and they have cholesterol problems, heart problems, diabetes. I have none of that. So the body positivity movement becomes a problem when you hide behind the shield of, I should love my body.
He said,
great, but you have to be healthy too. You can't ignore your body.
Exactly.
I think the big thing is you have to separate the health implication with you just being confident. Like I'm all for people who feel confident in their own skin. I think body positivity movement has been beneficial for plus size people in that regard, right? Because let's say plus size person who's too embarrassed to go to the gym because they feel like they're going to judge whatever it is, but it's because of body positivity. They're like, I see other plus size people in the gym. Maybe I'm going to try. And all of a sudden they start going, and man, I like this, right? And they keep going. You can argue that without body positivity, maybe that they would never happen for that person, right? But I think the problematic part really comes down to people extrapolate body positivity, shaming a celebrity like, let's say, Adele, for losing weight, right?
That's crazy.
Where I kind of draw the line there.
That's crazy.
Or promoting Lizzo. Making fun of Adele for losing weight, but promoting Lizzo for being fat. It's unacceptable.
Do we feel
bro, what are we really doing?
He can't live it down.
He can't resist, bro. He has to throw some shade.
Drinking all the time and partying and not sleeping. There's like so little to do with health. It's not just she's promoting like loving yourself, which I think is great. She's promoting a lifestyle that is unhealthy, like being very overweight, drinking, not sleeping. All of these things are not conducive to your health. So I think you conflate that. And sure, being body positive is important, like loving yourself, loving the way you look. But if that's going to influence other people to make bad decisions about their body and their health, that's problematic.
Body positivity is disempowering people. It's making them think that they're healthy at any size, which they're not. And so as soon as you start telling people, hey, just love your body, like Lizzo literally rubbed her belly and said, you're giving me all this power, she's eating a burger, and she's promoting being obese. By doing this, you're just ruining it for people who actually should think, wait a minute, I can lose weight, I can go to the gym, I can eat less, I can do this.
Personally, my problem with body positivity isn't necessarily what it stands for, and I feel like there's a misconception because there are those people that they use it to justify fatness. I don't even want to say fatness. I want to make it very clear unhealthiness, because there's someone like me who I wouldn't say I'm necessarily part of the body positive community anymore. Personally, I would say I champion body diversity because it's all encompassing. It's inclusive of what everybody, is doing within their journey.
He sounds like he just makes excuses. You feel me?
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
He sounds like he just making straight excuses.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I ain't never heard somebody say body diversity heard somebody say fat is not unhealthy. Bro, if you fat, you unhealthy. Unless you like big and you like one of them people who like not even play sports, but you big and you like.
There is a reason why studies are conducted on this stuff. There's a reason.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, being fat leads to more heart attacks. Leads to other. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that's exactly what you are, but that's what it can lead to. Then that's just a fact. I mean, factual. Whether you want to ignore that or not, is your prerogative.
Words like trying to make it seem like it's something that it's not, bro. You just seem like you dancing around this shit. You know?
Exactly. Like, I don't know.
Another plus size individual that I was friends with was just like, well, I don't feel like I can share content because I'm not sure how my followers are going to perceive this. I think it might be triggering for them and stuff like that. And my response to it was, well, if you're championing body positivity, then what I'm doing should not be a problem, because the entire time that I've been advocating for people that look like me or people who have been othered in any capacity in general is that all bodies are good bodies. What we do with our bodies is what matters. And so body diversity is important to me because for a guy like you or a guy like the two of you might suffer from body dysmorphia. And that's a very real thing. You might not see yourself for what you really are, and so you're seeking unhealthy habits to achieve a goal. To get where you want to go, like you just gotta give it time. Be healthy in all aspects, like mentally, physically. You gotta find the right avenue to do what it is that you need to do for yourself.
The body positivity movement is a huge side to keep us fatter or stupider. It's all the same.
It's stupider to work.
Big pharma wants money.
So
they understand that when you're fat, you're getting around problems. They understand that you're going to need insulin, you're going to need medication, etc.
No, stupider is not a word.
What?
No, it's not.
You gonna try to sound smart and then say stupider?
Stupider is crazy.
Come on,
no
man.
Cap.
And they make a bunch of money on us being sick. There is no incentive to actually have you healthy. So let's go ahead and make our people fat as hell, get them in the hospitals, get them on medication, continue to make money, etc. It's all big time. It's all intentional. Yes, we promote mediocrity.
I feel like it's a subset. Yes.
I think that.
Wow. I don't think. Wow. I ain't gonna lie. But I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty good.
I don't think we promote it necessarily. I think it's like we accept it more now. Because like back in the day, everybody in America was inventing some shit. They try to get on something. Mm-hmm. Now we kind of like, we looked at as like, oh, those Americans, they're just lazy.
Right. That's just what they is.
But that's not like the culture that we necessarily are brought up on and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of true. If you think about it, like, why would I can't sit here and say that I don't feel better that now I'm smaller than when I was bigger. I can't sit here and say that. Sure. No cap. I can't say that I don't feel more confident than
how you once was. Yeah. Factual.
I would be lying if I said I did.
There is a part of it that is problematic. But I think that the problematic part of it is a subset of people that use it as a tool to weaponize whatever it is that they're doing.
I think the whole movement is a problem. Body positivity movement in general,
everything is a problem.
So you shouldn't feel positive even about your own. Like freedom is, for instance,
well, I think you have earned. Here's the thing: being happy and content with yourself, it's not given; it's earned.
You have to go out there, work, and then you're going to feel that satisfaction. I earned that. That's
So
so
at what point
See, but why is it only
when you can look back in the mirror and actually, genuinely, not
somebody
respect the man that you see before you. And the reality is, people are going to realize that you're going to need to achieve a certain physique. Because you have all these other people, I love my body. No, you don't. It's a lie. You're just coping, you're lying to yourself. And all these people on Instagram and TikTok with the body positivity when they're lying to themselves, they're not happy where they want to be. They just accept that because they're too lazy to make a change.
No, but I genuinely do love my body.
Right now, as you are?
Yeah.
Then why are you
And
going
I'll
to
explain to
Then
you.
why are you going to
I will
Because you can want to progress and be stronger and better.
I love the fact that at my size, I can do a lot of things that other people smaller than me still cannot do.
But you want to lose weight, though.
Yeah, right. I want to lose weight because I love my body, but I have one body. Why would I not love it? And because I love my body, it's why I really changes.
Yeah.
Right? But to say that loving your body is BS, no, you make changes, you make healthy changes to yourself because you love yourself. All of that time that I put in, the work, the money that I'm spending, that's a labor of love because I love myself enough to know that I want to make some changes to live a better lifestyle in the sense of I can just do a little bit more.
All right, let's bring in our disagreeers.
Oh, there's only 2 disagreeers.
Most people have no
They get paid on this video, right?
The best way to
Yeah.
It's not with physical products.
Just
It's not a single problem. Oh no, I'm not saying it's not a single problem. To me, body positivity is more about bodily autonomy. Like you were mentioning wanting to lose weight. My whole thing is like, yeah, it's your body, do whatever you want with it. I don't think I, as a human being, have a right to tell any of you what to do with your bodies. Body positivity kind of comes in and goes, okay, you as a human being have inherent value. Just in the fact that you are a conscious soul on this planet, you have an inherent value. You are within a vessel of your body that you do have control over, but at the same time, you're not less valuable to society or from the standpoint of the soul for what your body looks like. When I'm speaking about body positivity, I'm talking about the over-acceptance and encouragement of being obese. So I personally, again, I'm not super online, have not seen anybody pro-obesity ever. So there's a bunch of She'd love to see No. There's a big difference. She's not telling anyone to get fat.
She's showing you exactly how to do it and saying, look at my body as I love and rub it and get my life. And she's like joking around.
And also on the thing, here's the thing, there's a bunch of fat influencers that push the body positivity situation, and a bunch of them are dead now. No one talks about that. That is mainstream news. So I'm in that space.
I heard a bunch of you. Right, mainstream news.
I don't recall their names, but there's a couple of them that pass away. They're YouTubers. They do some mukbangs where they eat a bunch of food.
They're not part of our community. That's a completely different thing. We're not saying we're gonna go to a restaurant and pig out just because it's entertaining or anything like that. There are people that they're called gamers, that their whole lifestyle, their fetish and things like that revolves around gaining weight.
Yeah, and I understand that you're saying that's not a component to body positivity movement, but you gotta understand for the general masses, they're watching that, they're gonna attribute it to that. They're not in the niche, they're not a creator, so they're not looking at it like, oh, this person is just a glutton person. No, they look at everyone who's obese that's making content about being obese and continuing that lifestyle as part of body
positivity. But they're not making content about being obese, they're making content about overeating.
Yes, and they
which
also
is also
encourage
an
that.
eating disorder.
Yeah, and they also encourage eating fat as well. Do you think just being in a fat body and being in the public space encourages obesity, just flat out?
Yes.
So just us existing, we're saying, yay, everyone.
Damn!
Bro, double down. He doubled down on the shit.
He stood on business. He said, you are the reason why other people are fat. Because you're fat.
Yes.
Stop being fat. That's exactly what he said. Dang. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. He stood on that too. That's crazy. I ain't never heard of that. I ain't never seen that before. I gotta run that back. I ain't gonna lie. He stood on that. We're saying, yay, everyone go gain weight.
It absolutely impacts other people to think, well, hey, I've been saying looking around, but I was going to encourage other people to, well, hey, look at him.
when I step into the gym, or when Zach steps into the gym, or when any of us step into the gym, are we promoting being bigger like that too? Are we going there and is our presence there unwanted?
By being famous, rich, popular, and being obese, you're indirectly promoting it the same way that people who take steroids and are 350 pounds of muscle in Miss Olympia are indirectly promoting it, even if they don't say they're taking it.
But I'm speaking more specifically in the gym. In that space where people should be coming together to work on their bodies and stuff like that. If you saw us in the gym,
I would be happy and proud and excited, and my whole channel is about helping people who are overweight to lose weight and have realistic expectations. I would never say,
oh, okay. Hold on. This nigga just said that you being fat, you're the problem and why other people are being fat because you're fat. But then just said he has a whole channel that's dedicated to helping people not be fat.
Yeah.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You lost me. You lost me. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Come on now. You hella.
But you see what he said though? He's blaming people who are like big. Yeah, and saying like, "Oh, you're the reason why other people want to be big." Like that's like saying, "Oh, if my kid watches or listens to like music that has cuss words in it, that it's the rappers or the show's fault for letting the kid watch or indulge in that type of
right. It's the parents'
fault. The parents' fault.
That's a fact.
That's your fault. If you see somebody who's fat and you like, oh, I want to be fat too, then that's your fault for thinking like
that's
that.
a fact.
Ain't their fault.
It's a fact. It's a fact. Can nobody force the way you think?
No,
that's a fact.
Like this, he adds, it's just let's go halfway there. That's my entire channel, which has over 2 million followers. It's all about realistic goals, helping people overweight lose weight. That is what my channel is all about.
But we're in public. And you made the statement that if we step out in public, that it would encourage people to live an unhealthy life.
No, for
the more friends you have overweight, the more likely you're going to be overweight. It just happens to happen. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. If 90% of the world are overweight, more people would be encouraged to be overweight.
As just like this side, I don't think
I gotta agree.
That's an outlandish, example.
That's a great thing to be. No, we have the same internalized biases as everybody else does. He was bringing up the gym before, and you said by existing just in a fat body, we are promoting it. I model, and when I do model fitness wear, which I do often, I get so many comments about like, oh, you are promoting obesity. I'm wearing fitness wear. I'm in the gym. I'm doing the thing you want me to do. And I'm still promoting obesity?
If you're exercising and you're trying to lose weight and you're promoting people who are overweight to try to lose weight, that's great. But if you're Lizzo and rubbing your belly...
I don't know shit about Lizzo.
Influencers that promote gluttonous, lethargic lifestyles, which a bunch of them do. That's what we're talking about. If you're in the gym and you're fat and you're getting after and you're documenting that, that's
fantastic. Body positivity, and you're talking about influencers who promote gluttonous lifestyles, and that again is not body positivity.
That's why generally don't have that distinction. Though I do think we have a good
general of
how each individual sees body positivity.
All right, the next prompt
Who does he
is:
think he is when he says the
I am satisfied with my sex life. Agree or step forward.
Oh, everybody, this thing around for it.
I have abused my body. Will you agree or step forward?
Abuse is crazy.
Yeah, what do we mean?
Right.
I started saying I've abused my body many times. Being a bodybuilder, professional bodybuilder, I've abused steroids, did that for over 10 years. I don't think you get to the level that you have to get to be a professional bodybuilder while being natural. And so, absolutely. And I would say that somebody trying to abuse steroids to get that muscle, to get that look, is just as unhealthy as somebody who's obese. So I don't try to be a hypocrite. I say I've done these poor choices. I'm 48 now. I don't do steroids anymore. And so I recognize that what I did in the past was bad. Probably took years off my life. And so I would say to people who are overweight, why don't you do the same thing? And if you're not, then do you really care about your health? Because if you do, you would stop doing the things that are leading to being morbidly obese.
But then to your argument, you spent 10 years doing something you knew was inherently unhealthy.
Correct.
But then you turn around and tell people that they should just wake up.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
What I do, you ever heard that, bro?
Why do you keep doing this to yourself? You do not recognize what's going to happen.
He clearly learned from the thing that he did that was like not good for him.
Right.
Why would he advocate to keep doing the bad thing?
Right. Though it took 10 years, I still have to tell you, no, nigga, don't do it.
Yeah,
right.
Like I smoked crack for my whole life. But
right.
I'm not going to tell you not to do it. Go ahead, bro.
Right. Go smoke some crack. Go figure it out. Go figure it out. Like, come on now.
Using steroids, right? Think of it. Think of the years you're taking off your life. Maybe out of the way.
But the power is in your own thinking, right? The power right there was in your own awakening to realize for yourself that you were doing something negative and then you made a change for it, right? And that change is now consistent. That change is now something that you can give a testimony about and help other people change ways or persuade people to just not do it at all. Right?
But building on what you said, what was the moment, where the perspective shift?
Well, I got old enough to realize I can't get any better at this. I can keep taking more and more drugs and try to sustain this, but I said, it's not worth it anymore. So I had to completely change my mind around what I was doing, which was being judged on my appearance. Remember, I make money on how I look. And so that's going to have a huge impact on me. And I had to say, I need to get my dopamine, my self-worth from something else. So I quit doing all the bodybuilding competitions, and I said, I'm going to start riding bikes and learn Spanish and do something else where I can feel good about myself. And it's hard. Like, look at this guy, 300 pounds of muscle. 20 years from now, he's going to want to still be this size. He might look back and say, maybe regret certain things. I think it's somebody else.
Yeah, he's trying to say that he used steroids.
No. I don't think he's trying to say that at all. I think he was just trying to say, like, okay, well, right now you're jacked right now.
Yeah.
But 20 years later, do you still want to maintain that?
Same
No. But no, he won't though.
He won't.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to constantly keep that up. You have to constantly on the regimen keep that mess up so that you can maintain.
Yeah.
And 20 years. 30 years down the line, do you want to say, like, damn, bro? Like, do you really want to stay this size? It's doing less, not better?
Yeah.
It's not like your body's going to decay if you lose, like, you know what I'm saying?
Pounds of muscle.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not just want to keep that much muscle on you your whole life. I don't know if I would, though. But I ain't never been that big, though. I ain't never been that big, though, so I don't know.
I probably think he'd do
something. Is it worth doing this? Is it worth eating all the
I
time?
think so.
So huge. I think it's the first actual middle ground I think we're finding, which is really great because it's true.
Because Myron ain't saying nothing.
I've been harmful myself before.
As soon as you say something, I'm going to him.
20 to 30 diet pills and laxatives a day, eating less than 400 calories a day, working out nonstop. And then there's the other side.
This is crazy.
Where I was eating way too much, smoking way too much, drinking way too much, and using my body in the other way. I think we all come to the realization of what we're doing is harmful in different ways at different times. Like, it took me 10 years to come to realize that was harmful. My thing is sometimes it takes people who might be overweight or at that high tier, at 500-600 pounds, to realize that it's harmful for them. And maybe in their life they don't feel like it's harmful. And they are happy. There are people, believe it or not, legitimately happy in certain
ignorance is bliss. I was happy at the moment. But why is there bliss?
And ignorance is bliss, but you could die before you wake up.
You could die before that happens. Exactly. I could have died doing what I did, and so it's not my responsibility to tell people, don't copy me, so it would not be somebody who's,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Even when you said before, you're like, well, I wish someone had shamed me saying, what are you going to do? You're going to kill yourself. That's not shaming to me. To me, that is compassion and looking out for somebody. It's when you take it to the other level where you start insulting them, degrading them, making them feel like shit.
We insult each other and shame each other, but it's as a friend. Like, this is what guys who girls don't do it. They all suck up to each other. You're all tense. Guys are like, look at your gut. Look at your gut.
I've never heard a female who's ugly or like
I'm telling you what they do.
To a female that's like the ugly one in their group, you're ugly. I've never heard it, bro. You will not hear that shit. They gonna sit there, oh, you bet slay bitch.
No. That's a fact. It's a fact.
It's not because this guy's talking here, and I think it's important to distinguish when something is feminine to say, well, we don't adhere to them.
Yeah, but there's been no shortage of generalizations on women in this episode so far, and I'm really, really curious about your answer to this prompt regarding self-abuse, bodily abuse.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lifetime natural. I've never taken a drug before in my life. However, I was an athlete in college, and obviously when you're a Division I athlete, you're trained 2 to 3 times a day. It was very intensive. I was trained through injuries, which wasn't intelligent, but at the end of the day, I looked at them like, hey, we got to win. We got, some teams to beat this season, so it builds mental fortitude. I think abuse is good to a degree if you're able to overcome it and learn something from it. I did a lot of stupid things. Like I broke the world record in bench press, and now I can't bench press anymore. And it was my favorite lift. I've had hip operations. I had both elbows reconstructed. I trained too hard to stop myself. All that
pressure, desire, whether it was installed by myself or from others, to try to fit in, to be socially accepted. And I was addicted. I was bench pressing with shoulder pain. I just stopped. I couldn't. And so, I set the record and it's done. I can't even lift anymore. I don't squat, bench, or deadlift. Because look at Ronnie Coleman. You guys know Ronnie Coleman? He's in a wheelchair. He can hardly walk. He's in pain medications. And imagine putting your body through all that torture and then you get in your 60 and now you can't do anything.
So one question I have for you then is, knowing what you did, obviously, is allowed you to create this platform to speak to these things, to talk about steroid abuse, you understand all the intricacies. Do you think that you would have been able to do that, let's say, if you kept your natural status throughout your whole career, you didn't break world records, you weren't an IFBB pro, you didn't have all of those accolades to stand on, do you think you would still be Greg Doucette and have all the following you do?
I do not think so. I think I'm one of those 1 in a million cases that was able to do what I do and actually got the success that I got. But if I look back and I'm really honest with myself, I regret doing these things. I was a natural world champion and I was breaking world records natural, so I had the records, but I wanted more. I wanted more glory. I wanted more people to say, "You're cool, we like you." And so I ended up taking steroids. I did that because I wanted it. I wanted to be sponsored. I wanted the pro card. I wanted to be famous. And it worked. At what cost though? How healthy am I really?
Everything it is that you're saying, right? I don't feel any kinds of shaming you for it. I think everything that you said is really important to acknowledge that and to know that and to share that, right? But the difference is that had someone shame you, I don't think that you feel the same way about it. Instead, people poured life into you and told you hey, I don't think that this is right. I don't think that you should really keep doing this because it's doing wrong.
The opposite happened. I was rewarded. When I started getting popular on social media, I was talking about my steroid cycles, I was talking about what I've done, and they're like, look at your muscles, look at your chest, and it was like, you know how hard it was to stop? Because I was being rewarded with dopamine, with people saying nice things about me all the time. And for me to stop, I know that my views on social media go down. If I went on a steroid cycle right now, people are going to follow, wow, Coach Greg, you're back. We missed the old Coach Greg. And so it's hard for me to be the 40-year-old old man that's still preaching fitness when they say, we love the old Coach Greg, the jack muscle freak, and I have to fight the urges not to use steroids every single day. Because I know I would look better, I know it would feel better, but I'm like, it's not healthy, so I have to say no.
I get what you're talking about the dopamine reward thing. Because for me, I had a similar situation, but kind of the opposite way. Every time I start slimming down, I start getting the, what are you doing, why are you losing weight? Because I am in that large guy space. So it's like, it's very funny how much on both sides, outward opinions just really just make what we do hard. I know that when I am doing more cardio, I'm like a big hiker, biker, and sometimes in the summer I'll slim down, but all of a sudden I'll get a ton of comments from people just being like, we like you heavier, you like you this. I'll have clients that'll stop using it because I've gotten too small. And so you're kind of seeking that dopamine, that approval, also that career boost. You get stuck in this loop of doing things that you know aren't good for yourself.
I wanted to get from you, just going back to the prompt, why you came forward.
Oh, I mean, I think obviously professional bodybuilding has its risks. Obviously, I try to mitigate them as much as possible. I work with a company that I'm doing blood work, quarterly, every 3 months. I am very, very methodical with what I do, and I'm very, very on the mild side. You'd be surprised that I've been training for 20 plus years. I think that's the key for me. I would say, being the size, 100% not healthy. Is it unfortunate that I am very passionate about something that is bodybuilding? Yes, it's kind of like I fell into it. I love it. It's hard for me, but I made a decision with my wife that at age 35, that's it. I'm done. No more competitive bodybuilding. I have an understanding, but like Greg, I have the foresight to know there has to be a limit to it. Because if you just let it go, I would have to be probably 25 more pounds of muscle and have to do things that I'm not willing to do in order to be let's say Mr. Olympia, right? So, because all the way through my 20s, I was close to 230 pounds, natural all the way until I was 27 and a half. So, hopefully I'll be okay.
Yeah, so you did
going back to that size.
Did you use steroids terribly?
I mean, I use.
That's the biggest insult in the world right now.
I only ask because, again, we're on the topic of body abuse, right? So I'm only asking that in that realm because of what you said about it. I'm not asking that.
No, it's not kind of like just when you're jacked like that and you say, do you use steroids? Like, you think you can look like this natural? Like, if I said, hey, are you using steroids with that body? Like, if I said, dude, you look like you're on steroids. People think I'm here. If I say, obviously you're natural, like, what the what do you mean, obviously? No, obviously.
So, yes, it's literally just like a question that I have, but it's also just like, well, what do you do as you're progressing in that to get to the points that you want? So that's where that question comes from. And I also really appreciate Kendall for that.
Yeah, I think I will 100% say, like, some of that shit in my life was natural in my 20s, like, very lean, probably my healthiest. Like, if anybody tells you they're like an IFBB professional bodybuilder, it's almost 99%.
Hey, I just got my bro back there.
It might be very,
turn the light off and
it might be
everything.
through the roof, like, you wouldn't even believe what they're taking, but it's there. It's part of the sport. It's unfortunate. But, like, that's the problem. That's one of the problems we talked about earlier. The fitness industry is like, that's expectation.
Let's bring it this way. Good job not abusing yourself.
Yeah, so I took abuse as like negative, doing things as negatives for your health. And for me, I've always approached fitness from a health kind of lens, right? Like Myron, I'm 100% natural. I'm never going to look like Eric. I'm never going to look like Greg, but it's something I'm content with, right? For me, I'm kind of for long term. I want to be able to do what I do. I'm 60, 70, 80, 100. Focusing more on the health aspect of it can be a good no because I feel like if you're looking from the outside in, sometimes it can be like, dude, how am I going to look like Eric? How is this ever going to happen? But you know, people have different goals, I would say, within fitness, and yeah.
I think it's important to also acknowledge, like, there's abuse on both spectrums, right? Like, you can be a fat ass on one end, so I'm going to just continue to
Why?
That's just favorite. I would argue that a person that is training, using PEDs, etc., I respect that individual more than the fat ass. And the reason why is because though it isn't healthy to be on performance-enhancing drugs, you're still pushing your body to a level that most can't, versus by just being fat, that doesn't take any skill or dedication. So if I had to person doing something like maybe they're in quantum physics, maybe they're changing the way we view the world entirely.
That's what I was gonna say. That's why I also don't get about the whole like body positivity thing. Because like, what if somebody is like I said, fat, but they're like a multi-millionaire because they're like a doctor that cured cancer or something like that? You know, why can't you feel good about yourself because your body is just like, you know, you can feel good about yourself from outside factors. Your body just ain't the only thing that brings you confidence and stuff like that. That's why I brought up, you know, Kai and his old things that he got going on. Like, other things can factor into your confidence level.
I agree.
So
I agree 1,000%.
Again, we're talking about the purpose of abusing your body. I have more respect for the bodybuilders, my point. Okay, and I think society would enlarge as well, which is why bodybuilders that, you know, like Ryan Coleman, etc., though he is disabled now, etc., he's a legend and he's going to go down in history.
Yeah, but I actually thought that was a good question. You know, like, what a great film director who's like very overweight and like just totally poured into their craft. You know, like, is there respect for someone like that?
Well, that's great because he's able to do something exceptional, right? He's able to diversify himself from the general masses, right? But will people know that when they meet him? He's a famous director, unless he's very common. But yeah, there's exceptional people that are fat in certain regards. But we're talking about bodybuilders here. I'm just saying in general, I would have far more respect for the professional bodybuilder. It's like Peter Jackson versus making multiple award-winning films. There's Lord of the Rings, but some guy like taking PEDs. Sorry, I'm legitimately curious. Yeah, you have guys using PEDs on one side trying to do stuff, and then you do have like Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings. I'm very explicit to say I'm talking about the fact that
you're just talking about that.
You know, like I'm talking in that context. Like if you're gonna have abuse of your body on two different ends, right? One extreme is a bodybuilder, the other is a fat influencer. I think me and most of society would have far more respect for the bodybuilder. I feel like a billionaire.
I understand that, but I also think that like if someone's abusing themselves in any way, there should be some empathy and like rather than just being like you're a better abuser to yourself than that person.
Fitness culture can be toxic.
Heck yeah! Heck yeah!
Because there's hella unrealistic fitness standards, bro. It's just not realistic. Some of these fitness standards,
bro. Fitness culture is so cap, bro, because it's so, bro. Like You know how many people that got scammed on weight loss pills and these so-called supplements that's gonna do it. Like, bro, weight loss culture is crap. Honestly, it really just boiled down to you getting up and going to the gym.
Factual.
That's all it boiled down to.
Doing the actual work or
you
just
gotta
get surgery.
You gotta do the work. It's either do the work or pay that fee. Real talk. Do the work or pay.
This nigga is huge, bro. Pause. No Diddy. That man is huge, bro.
No Diddy is crazy.
No Diddy, bro.
Here we all are again.
Royce, he was talking about
100%. I think you can perpetuate so many things that are so unhealthy. Like there's so many images online of people that post like the best lighting with the pump. That is the societal norm of like what's good, and it even like affects me because I'll see people and I'm like, oh, it looks like garbage compared to that. I think that right now it's like there's a lot of misinformation online when it comes to like how to get fit, how to stay in shape, and a lot of people are monetizing it. These like crazy fad diets, like you can't eat certain things, carbs are bad, fruit has sugar in it, so it's gonna make you fat. So like now food is almost being weaponized and then to be monetized so that you buy their ebook to tell you the exact secret, code in order to lose weight. So fitness is an industry, right? So people are incentivized to say whatever it is to make money. And so it's been harder for me as a coach that takes a more holistic approach to wellness and fitness and saying, hey, it's all about balance. And like Greg's the same way. I know I felt like, I watch a lot of his videos. That is the correct approach to like making a plan that's not super restrictive. So I think that's why, the fitness industry, even being part of it, like it's frustrating because there's so much misinformation.
I would say also that there's so much pressure to look like us, and it's causing people to develop bodies. So this is
like muscles.
Like
very really built like
top 1% and the top 1%. They all
you can tell they still cut that.
There's pressure, and that causes a whole host of problems. Eating disorders, people feeling like shit. They don't like the way they look in the mirror. And then they keep looking for information, and what information they're getting, half of it's wrong, like you were just describing. And so where do we go from there? There's no solution.
I think the issue comes from misinformation, just a lack of keeping things simple. But we looked at fad diets, go paleo, go vegan, go whatever it may be, and it's like the reality is the best diet is the one that you can adhere to. And I think we need to let people understand that fitness is a lot more sustainable and easier than people think it is, which is why I make fun of fat people so much, because it really is simple, and it comes down to numbers, tracking your calories, and being disciplined and going to the gym. This is why I have no sympathy for fat people, because it really is simple. Look at that right there. Is what keeps guys like us out of getting into fitness. Shouldn't I be opposite though? No. No one's going to hold their piece of
Shaming rarely works, and I'll bring this back to somebody I follow and I appreciate their content. I've got an Alex Ramosi, he does a value equation. And on the top side of that equation, you have the perceived value of whatever you're trying to achieve plus the perceived chance of success. So how likely are you to achieve that result? And on the bottom side of the equation, you divide by time and you divide by effort. Shaming doesn't work because the value equation is driven by those things. So what I think we need to do on this side of the table is to make those things more accessible. Like you said, providing more value-driven information of like how to achieve a calorie deficit in a more sustainable way. How do you make it so it's not so much time? Because so many people waste time, let's say, doing so much excess cardio where strength training should be the main component. So like that's why I think adding value and increasing time and increasing the amount of effort is going to give you guys so much more emphasis or ability to achieve the result and more motivation to achieve that result than being like, oh, you're fat, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So that's my...
Well, because the fitness industry overcomplicates it so that they can monetize it. So why does that call secret sauce? Well, this is why it's important to acquire knowledge and be able to, whether you go ahead and do your own research, and again, it comes back to doing the work. People get so like, oh, this is important. Do your research, look at the studies. There's so much fitness studies out there. There's no secrets. It's just discipline and sustainability.
Have you guys ever been confused about how to get in same shape based on the information that's out there?
Totally. I would never, ever take advice from you to get that advice or to gain that knowledge because of whatever this disposition is that you have going on, right?
What's this disposition?
I wouldn't
The disposition is you're fat and you're the problem.
Yeah, you're the problem.
You're the problem. That's right. I don't want to hear that, nigga. Like, why? How would that inspire me anyway?
You like, feel like bad about myself.
Right? Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
It's a little toxic, but I think it's like you have this perspective about the world around you that I think is kind of really warped, and I don't understand why, and I would like to understand why, and I'm not getting it because you're like shame is the answer and stuff like that. It's not.
Bro, you used to fight niggas for bread back in the day. What are you talking about? That shit is. You should go back to that too.
So here's the thing: you operate on what's ideal. I operate on what's real. And the reality is that the world is a much colder and harder place than you think it is, but you want to, people to just understand or see your perspective and see you as how you see yourself. The reality is the world's never going to see you how you see yourself. They're going to see you on how you display yourself to them. And when you are fat, out of shape, etc., the people, if they don't get to know you and talk to you and have a conversation with you, they're going to assume certain things. That's just the world that we live in.
Just to dig a little deeper into that. Has something happened to you to confirm that?
No, for real.
No, I mean, I just live in objective reality, and objective reality isn't as nice as you think it is.
So you're not drawing from a personal experience.
No, I'm speaking fairly objectively that these are the conversations that people have behind closed doors, but they don't want to say out loud because for fear of cancellation, for fear of coming off as an asshole, etc.
I'm just saying, you are being an asshole. It's not coming off as an asshole. You're being an asshole. If I was a physical trainer, do you think the first thing I would say to my client is, "You're a fat piece of shit.
No, for real.
Get in the gym."
For real.
What the fuck? Because I can come back.
Right. Like, come on, bro. Your delivery and your demeanor is everything, bro. Like, come on now. You can't sit here and say that you want somebody to be inspired by the way that you're talking to them right now, bro. Like, you damn near giving niggas fighting words right now.
Like, bro.
No, for real. Like, that's crazy. Like, come on now. You can't. Come on now.
Toxic or not. The shame attitude kept a lot of people out of it. I've been doing fad diets since I was 12 years old. I was put on Weight Watchers. I did Atkins. I did paleo. I did everything you could possibly imagine. And not until I started following influencers that were more proactive based on I want to be around for my daughter for as long as I possibly can be. I want to give my body the function it needs. Like just that basic mind shift. Hey, your life can get a lot better if you do kind of focus on your health a little more instead of you're a fat piece of shit and you change. To me, I don't.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Personally, it totally changed my relationship with fitness when I started realizing that it was a gross benefit instead of a punishment I had to put on myself for not being disciplined enough. For people like you to make you respect me, who again we don't know each other in reality. So why am I destroying my life so you will respect me one day?
Well, going to the gym and training isn't going to destroy your life.
And it does get but I'm saying, but yeah, I do that. I'm saying it wasn't until someone told me about those enhancements and kind of approached it with more of an empathetic way of being that it seems attractive to me at all to be a part of it.
Right.
Does anyone here respond positively to shame?
Myron do clearly.
In some ways,
right.
I feel like
Nigga, he didn't put his hand up.
I wouldn't say it was shame, but I wasn't necessarily happy with the way I looked, and that kind of motivated me to get into fitness in the first place. Right? We're talking this was like in high school, so I think to some degree, shame that's not put on by others could be helpful. Right? It has to be something within yourself that can motivate you.
I'll speak on the shame thing too because the shame that I guess body came to myself. So when I was on my weight loss journey and I was like losing weight, the day that I weighed in and like the scale went 1 pound over, like I would take those pills that make you shit. Literally to like lose that extra pound to see. Like so going back to the toxic situation, that's why
hell no.
Like bro, niggas taking laxative. That's the thing.
Yeah, because like you can hold like almost like 20 pounds worth of weight in you, like 10, 15, 20 pounds worth of weight.
I've heard of that, but I've never heard of people taking laxatives to like.
Yeah, wow. You lose weight because a lot of time people be backed up from stuff that happened weeks ago and that just ain't never came out. No cap, bro. No cap.
In response to me not getting that positive stimulus to hurt myself ultimately. Do I have therapy now? Yep. Because it's like a double-edged sword.
I think shaming good. I think it's a very natural response to inadequacy.
Right, of course you do.
Hey, maybe I need to change. Like being bullied as a man, being shamed, it's a good thing because it stimulates you to change and make a better.
I think being bullied is
Some people don't respond. Like some people, when they get shamed, they get shut down. Now they proceed further into that negative, behavior because it's not something, as Zach and everybody else is mentioning, that's what's positive, that's bridge that gap.
That's part of the masculine journey is overcoming it.
It's not about masculinity, bro. It's just like
empathy and being like, okay, I'm going to prove you wrong. And this is the thing, it makes or breaks you. Not everyone's going to win. We need winners and we need losers. The losers are the ones that shut down. Oh, I'm sad now. I'm going to continue eating ice cream. Okay, you're a fucking loser. Stay over there. But there's guys that rise up to the challenge and say, you know what, I'm going to do better. I'm going to fucking surpass you. And that's where guys use that killer instinct where you use that as fuel. It's up to you. What is the goal of the fitness industry to get?
He talking like he Kobe Bryant.
Of course.
Fourth quarter.
We're saying shame, tough piece of shit doesn't motivate you to get one of Well, we need winners and losers. No.
Oh, wow.
We need winners and losers. There's going to be inevitably winners and losers. If you don't respond favorably to shame and bullying, etc., you don't overcome it, you're effectively a loser.
Let's be clear though, you just said the right word.
Did you just see what he said?
It's an industry to make money. It's not necessarily to get people in shape, it's to make money. So, sure, there's going to be junctions along the way. Like, I'm a coach. There has to be tough love. Like, if you're not doing the things you're supposed to be doing, I have to be a little bit harder on you.
Accountability.
But that's not going to be meaning like, you're a fat piece of shit. Where it's like, if we get into it and we're 3 months in and you're not making progress because there's a lot of things you're not doing that we're coaching you on, then of course there's going to be some tough love. There's going to be some extra accountability. But I think there's a difference between accountability and tough love than just like shaming somebody to do it.
Just to do it. Yeah. That's what all he's doing.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Ability to obviously achieve it on their own.
But Myron would prefer. You would prefer.
Shaming is a component.
He wants you to get straight to the fat piece of shit. You ass white, you dirty, he want to get straight to that.
I mean, I'm speaking in general here.
No, I don't think so. Speak for yourself. Personally, when did shame change your life?
Oh, well, seriously. I think every man growing up has been shamed to some degree where they're like, you know what, I need to improve this, whether they didn't grow up.
You right, personally, you're right.
Right, and then I got picked on, and I was like, okay, I'm either going to let this define me, or I'm going to overcome. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go to the gym and start training. But does it work in any other interpersonal relationship? Like, have your parents ever shamed you, come down on you, made you feel like shit? Absolutely. But did you deserve all of it, 100% of it? Absolutely, shame. And I think that's fantastic. I think that's a part of your parents' job.
They're not supposed to shame you for your fuck ups, sure.
But use of parents were now no contact situations or anything like that. Not me. I love them folks. They're great. Just for the TV records. But I know a lot of people who are online. No consequences. So that's all I'm saying. Is in the fitness world, I would rather be with someone who's trying to uplift me, trying to get me to improve, hold me accountable. Tough love, absolutely, I think it's important. There's a total difference between tough love and shame. Shame is a component of tough love. Shame is only done with the intent to hurt somebody.
We got to reset. That's fine. I would not like to be on the other side. That's too for you to come forward.
I'm gonna start spinning.
When I was in high school, they did your graduation photos, and it had a saying, and my saying was, my worst nightmare would be if I gained 10 pounds of fat. Literally, grade 12, I remember clear as day, I was already a competitive bodybuilder, and so to imagine being 100 or 200 pounds overweight when I started my whole life to look kind of like this, I just couldn't imagine it. It would be a nightmare for me.
I agree. From like a health perspective, like being overweight or obese puts you at a higher risk of developing chronic illnesses. And I think I wouldn't want to be in that position. And if I wasn't in that position, I would do what I can to get to a healthier way.
Okay, so I just want to make sure everyone gets to say their piece before I go. I mean, yeah, it's completely unacceptable to be fat as a man. It's completely unacceptable. It's just so many problems with it. I've been fat, I've been skinny, and I've been in shape, and I will pick being in shape every single time. Just like if you have someone that's rich or someone that's poor, they will pick being rich every single time. And the thing is that most fat people, not all, but most have never even seen their abs, they've never seen what their body is capable of, they've never been actually happy with their physique. And once you get that taste, you're never going to want to go back. And then on top of that, you're going to want to go and tell all those fat is the truth once friends with you need to get in shape. This is awesome. But the reality is we live in this crazy world where we coddle fat people, we coddle idiots, we coddle morons, and you know, we allow mediocrity to strive in the West. And I think when you go back to shaming fat people, you go back to making fun of them. I mean, hell, I put all of them in a fat concentration camp so they can concentrate on diet and exercise.
The extremes are extreme.
Yo!
Look how you looking at him too. He's fiendish.
Because what people don't also understand is that fat people bring a big burden on the healthcare system. Obesity, diabetes, heart disease, it's a big problem.
Do you really mean it, or are you just saying that?
If I was president, make me president, I would get rid of the obesity problem like that. I find it interesting.
So you're not president because you probably
for almost 2 years saying wear a mask, etc. And I say I'm gonna lock these dudes up in a concentration camp where we're gonna get them healthy food, we're gonna get them exercising, and I'm looked at as crazy.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I guess there's a distinction between having opinions about how COVID was handled and genuinely believing that all fat people should be in a concentration camp.
You know what a concentration camp is?
Where they're concentrating on diet and exercise.
Alright, bro, especially when that shit's in, man.
I want to go from one extreme to another. I also would not want to be spewing out stuff just to hopefully get a viral clip.
So if you could snap your fingers and look like any of us, would you not do it? Like, would it not be worth it?
To look like Tyler. I want to go to a place where it's comfortable and it's healthy all around. I'm not doing things that could negatively impact me in a way to get to a place like that. Like, I've gone through that. I've gone through having eating disorders, from chewing gum and drinking water and starving myself in different ways to achieve something. Like when I was dancing, my dance teacher blatantly told me, if you don't lose a certain amount of weight, I'm kicking you out of the showcase. So what did I do? I resorted to everything that I could possibly do to cut pounds like crazy. And it wasn't sustainable. It really screwed with me mentally, but I was doing it. And of course, like, in the moment, it sort of felt good because I fainted in class one time. And that really, really sucked.
So I feel like you would switch sides if it meant doing naturally. Like, he's obviously natural.
That's what I'm saying. I would switch sides if it meant that I could do it in a healthy way. And I mean, obviously, like,
you can do it in a healthy way, though.
And I'm not saying that what you do is wrong. I really applaud the fact that you're saying to people like, hey, this was what my journey was, this is what it took, but I really don't advise that.
Okay, so here's the thing, man. Like, comfort cannot coexist. If you want to be an anomaly, you want to be the trendsetter, you want to be the top guy, you got to be able to be comfortable being uncomfortable. As far as like weight loss, instead of just saying things to get a viral clip, how would you deal with the obesity problem?
Like I said, or I should to people, how am I dealing with it? I'm sharing what it's taking.
Explain what sharing life is. Like, what would that actually look like?
As someone who creates content online, I share what it is that I do in the gym. I share my routine. I talk about, like, hey, today was a shit day, but guess what?
That's not really helping.
That's
just you vlogging.
When I want to hang out with friends, if I know that my schedule does not allot me that time, but I know that I have this time during the gym, I'll tell my friends, like, hey, pull up.
You're inspiring others.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what if I told you at camp, everyone's exercising together and you're
mandatory? Mandatory.
You approach it in such a negative way.
I'm trying to tell you.
Approach it from a place of shame, and like most of us have blatantly told you that shame didn't really work. Shame is what led me to an eating disorder. Shame is what led me to unsustainable weight loss. When what we're looking for is stability.
Whose fault is that you decided to go on a sustainable route?
It's your fault. You're fat.
So if I was given a timeline that I needed to meet and I'm trying to figure out without also having the tools to do so the proper way, and I'm just grasping at straws on how I do it, yeah, it's not sustainable.
Yeah, so whose fault is it that they chose an unsustainable route to lose weight? That's your fault.
It's not
you're a professional victim. I don't know if you're on this, but you're a professional victim.
Hey, I like when they talk to each other, bro. Them niggas be
I haven't weighed not one person.
Because you're always like, oh, it's and all this stuff. The reality is this, man.
I'm curious.
So now you're going to personal attacking again.
Again. You can say whatever you want to say. I want everyone has issues for whatever
that's really sad.
We gotta pause. Let's bring in our disagreement.
We're arguing so much. I got the prompt.
It was I don't want to be on the other side.
Oh.
No, of course I would. I'm a curious person. I have been in much more traditional, like aesthetically pleasing shape in my past, but I've never gotten to like your guys' standards. And of course I'm curious about anyone's life, like what it's like to walk through their shoes. So I don't see why I wouldn't be.
Yeah, absolutely. Chose, if I could, I'd switch. So when I was, my light weight was 273, I wasn't anywhere near you guys, but I had muscles, I felt really good about myself. And now that I've fallen back, I really like almost hate life because I got somewhere, got really close, and it was out of reach. And now I'm falling back and I gotta fight again. So if I could, I absolutely would switch.
What makes it hard to, like, I don't understand, like, you were 273 feeling great. How did you get back? Like, I just
Let's go back to your normal habits.
No, absolutely. So when I started my weight loss journey, I was very focused. Like, I can't take any outside help. Like, I gotta do this on my own. I don't do this myself. So my problem was when I would hit plateaus, it hit hard because I'm like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Why am I cutting weight? So eventually, I hit enough plateaus where like my mentality was breaking down.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with the prompt. Just saying, like, I'm probably gonna go extreme, like on your side of the spectrum and that kind of stuff. But I would like to look like Tyler. Everyone's Tyler the ideal for me of what I want to look like.
Blaze that man.
I mean, I would
Big Blaze.
Tyler.
I was going to say every fat person would want to be in shape. The problem is that they're not willing to do what's required to get in shape, hence why they're fat.
It's abundantly clear what you.
Hey, look, my man right here is trying his hardest, boy. He's trying his hardest not to spaz out. He's trying his hardest not to crash out right now. No cap. He's trying his hardest. He's trying his hardest not to crash out.
The next prompt is
Myra, bro.
your physique is in your control.
1,000%.
Please step forward.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
So long story short, in 2018, I got to my weight, which was 441 pounds, and I was stressed, like, I'm not gonna cuss, but I was stressed as fuck, man. Like, it was really hard. My weight had built like a cage around my mind, so even things that I knew were good for me, I couldn't even like go for it because my mentality was so messed up. And it got to the point to where I had someone tell me, dude, you're gonna die, and that hurt, you know. And I just put things around, and I think what we have to mention is accountability. I think that's the biggest thing. When I was growing up, my weight was always laying on someone else. I was like, oh, the parents eat too much. Like, you can close your mouth. Like, I don't have to eat.
No, for real.
But when I finally made that change in my head, I realized that where you're at, given like the ideal circumstances, it is your choice. I am where I'm at now because I made a series of wrong choices and didn't answer myself correctly.
I mean, you deserve to be depressed and fat. I mean, the reality is that.
God damn.
Heartwarming story. Yeah.
You deserve to have killed yourself.
Oh my God. There's no way.
What?
There's no way, bro.
Like, my nigga. He just told you, yeah, I was depressed as shit, man. I couldn't even get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, you deserve to be depressed. You're fat.
You should have just cut your head off.
You know, you should have just ended your life right there because you're fat and you
don't have no real being.
You have nothing to offer the world. You fat piece of chunks. You know, you just walk around here promoting all of your fatness and all of your greasy fingers and. You know, like what the hell? This nigga Myron is crazy, bro.
That is the craziest shit I think he said so far,
crazy.
Bro.
Man,
Gosh.
We're not in it where we can just co-sign roles and make money. As a man,
I gotta get you off, bro, because no one deserves like people die from this, bro. Like no one deserves to be depressed.
The reason why you feel depressed and it's out of response to you being fat is because it's your body telling you, like, wow,
what are you doing? You need to fix this. You're sad because you're not going out there and accomplishing what you're supposed to do. It's your masculine duty to make money, to be successful, to lose weight, to be strong and fit, so that you can protect and provide for the people that you love. And when you're not able to do that, you get depressed and you get sad, rightfully so, because you're a fuck up.
You're a fuck up, bro?
Come on. I've had times where I've been sad and stuff, but I want to get over it.
So you should speak on it.
I think that's very sensitive to
Depression
not like people be faking it. Which I ain't gonna lie, there was a wave at times where people was doing that shit, but he's wild.
People are depressed because of their own inadequacies. You're messing up something in your life.
Is that an inadequacy? It doesn't mean all cases.
No, he's saying like it's a majority.
There's always going to be exceptions, but I'm speaking generally in this context of being fat and why you were depressed. It's
that was the only thing I was depressed. Go on.
Okay, but it's a component.
Yes, it was a big component.
It was a response to your inadequacy as a man. And the thing is that we live in a meritocracy. I know everyone likes to run around and say, oh, everyone's equal and that's all. Equality for everyone. No, that's not how the world works. Why the fuck should I be treated equally to someone who's fat, broke, not disciplined, and not as intelligent? It's a competition. Life is a competition.
Where are you?
I ain't gonna lie, that is factual to a degree. Not the fat and all that shit, but life is a competition.
9 out of 10 times, they're not going to the gym, they're not making the money that they're supposed to be making, they're not where they need to be. Show me a guy that's making money, successful, has a good set of friends around him, has a network, etc., that is depressed. You will rarely find that. Are there exceptions to the rule?
Dude,
Of course. There's always exceptions to the rules. There's always exceptions to the rules. There's always exceptions to the rules. But in general, when you get depressed, a lot of the times it's because you're fucking into your body's natural response to being a fuck up.
Has anyone here ever felt like they didn't have control over their body or their physique?
There's times where I felt like I didn't have the control I wanted, but there was never a point where I'm like, this isn't within my ability to do.
I think we all go through stages, especially mental health.
You wish it was easier sometimes, but other than that, it's like, no, of course I'm in control of it. I know I am.
So, I started a fitness journey. I've been smaller, I've been bigger. I used to be a dancer. This, really was what fueled me, hit a depression. I turned to food as, something to comfort me. And I realized that I was spiraling, right? Started working out again, kind of fell off of it, but this year I told myself it was my year, for instance, right? That I was going to actively make the changes in all aspects of my life, including my health, including what my body looks like and what my body is capable of. And so I've been doing that. Now, did that mean that I was being less of a hard worker? No. I fucking worked 3 jobs, 2 of them that I love, and one of them is a survival job to make sure that I'm able to continue doing what I love. So I go to the gym every single day after work. It doesn't matter what time I get off of work. It doesn't matter what things that I have going on after work, I go. But again, going back to assumptions, you looked at me and you made assumptions about laziness, about not caring about my health and things like that. When that's the complete opposite. I reached out, I got myself a trainer because I was like, I can't do this alone. And I told them straight up, these are the things I want you to work on with me. I want to work on building mass, losing weight, but most importantly, consistency. And I feel like all of you guys can agree that that's what it is, right? Am I where I ideally want to be yet? No. But I also learned that I needed to love myself as I am right now and build those tools so that when I get to where I'm going, I can enjoy it that much more. Because it's a labor of love.
It doesn't have to be a labor of love. Some people who are overweight, are they going to the gym? Are they putting the fork down? Are they doing the things they need to do? They spend 14 hours a week doing cardio and eating healthy. They lose weight. I spend 14 hours a week learning Spanish, even though I am horrible at it, but I'm trying my best. And if everyone else tried their best, we wouldn't see anyone morbidly obese on this planet.
I don't disagree with you all, but I think you said it's like you're spending 14 hours in Spanish. For me,
I run like 14 hours in a day, or not in a week to do that.
Eat half the calories, and you're going to be very skinny. Guaranteed. I'm not saying you need to. I'm just saying no one should make excuses.
And I think that's why we all sat down. I totally agree. It's within my, because I've gotten really felt in my past about I was at like my worst state mentally. Like it didn't feel good. Wasn't tired of things that meant something.
I was no skinny at one point, and I was not happy.
Health is still super important to me. That's why I still work out, still lift, still do cardio, still hike, still bike, still do all those things. The amount of time I've had to spend in the past to get to that isn't worth it in my daily life. I'd rather spend that time for the opposite.
Also, would you agree, like, looking at his physique, like, he's in a perfectly, I would say, maybe healthy.
No.
No.
He's definitely overweight, definitely obese.
Damn.
I'm not trying to be honest.
Damn.
By a BMI standpoint, there's a big difference between this weight and it being 200 pounds. But if you gain 200 pounds, like, why are you doing this to yourself? You know what I mean?
But I would be happy to gain 200 pounds. That's kind of what I'm saying. I kind of found, kind of like a homeostasis where I'm happy and I feel healthy and I feel active.
Bro, you're not going to be happy if you gain 200. If 200 pounds is replaced from you like that, you're not going to be happy. The whole way of life is going to
It has
change.
been a priority for me to go further.
Yeah, it's all about
I was gonna say about Sam. I feel like myself, I feel comfortable with that right now. I lost 100 pounds. And I can keep going, and stuff, but like doctor says, everything's fine with you. You are obese. But I will never forget the doctor told me you're healthy obese, which was like blew my mind.
healthy for being obese.
Yeah, there's no healthy obese. That's delusional.
Right. Weight loss supplement for them. I didn't qualify.
You're obese, bro.
No high blood pressure. Didn't have diabetes. Didn't have anything else. So I was like, okay, well, I just want to lose weight because obviously when I get older, it's not going to be like that. But I mean, perfectly, I know I have to control to get where I'm at right now or where I want to be, but I'm pretty happy. So, yeah, that's awesome.
Like again, I feel like what's sustainable is different for everyone, right? I think there's a way to weave fitness in your life in a sustainable manner that might not encompass you losing a ton of weight. I think people kind of have different stages in life where they're focused on different things, and I think that's something I can completely respect.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, as long as you know that you have the agency to actually make that change, when the time comes, when you want to do it, like I don't see anything wrong with it.
I'm just very curious out of show of hands, who here feels like after spending time in this space, you feel like you're closer to understanding the other side than when we stepped in the room.
That man Myron, of course his hand can go up.
I'm surprised.
I understand less.
We run the risk of it blowing open again, but this was super interesting discussion. One of the more interesting episodes I've been part of. So thank you all.
Definitely has been very interesting.
Bro, hey, Myron is a demon, bro.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Somebody gotta say it though. Hey, everybody, I'm not trying to say that I agree with everything that this dude said. No, not at all. But what I will say is like the idea that you need to get it together. I mean, if it's something that's definitely affecting you, then do what you got to do to get it done. And nobody's coming to save you.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like you gotta do it yourself. You can't be like placing the blame on other people. Accountability,
No, that's
just accountability.
That's a fact. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you could blame it on this, you can make an excuse for that, but at the end of the day, nobody's coming to save you. It's either you gonna make something happen or you're gonna sink. Simple as that.
Sink or swim.
Simple as that. Hey man, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how y'all felt about this episode. Appreciate you saying for coming out. You know what I'm saying? Man, we're gone. My bad.